China Mission 2, but harder. So for this one, we can't build units, we can't build buildings, we can't capture buildings, we can't purchase landmines, and I must move the reinforcements away from the battlefield so I don't use them. So we're using just the units that we start with to beat this mission. Now, for this mission, we've got to protect the radiation bunkers and the big reactor you see on screen, and there's going to be 4 GLA bases in the 4 corners of the map, and we have to destroy those. So for this one, we're going very offensive in our opening strategy, going for nuke cannons and dragon tanks in the top left, and going with Gatling cannons, troop crawler, and 2 nuke cannons in the top right as well. Now for this mission, the GLA doesn't rebuild all of its buildings. So if you take out the barracks and the arms dealer, they won't rebuild those, and then that way you won't get any attacks from that corner of the map. So that's exactly what we're going for. We're just trying to take out as many arms dealers as possible, because that's the big threat. If it was just infantry, we could handle it with the Gatling cannons as well as the Gatling tanks. Now with our dragon tanks, we're doing the firewall because I know there's a demo trap, and just want to get rid of that because I want to keep all the dragon tanks. Now the strategy with the dragon tanks and the nuke cannon, it's very similar to Sketch TV speedrun that he did. He ended up doing China 2 but easy difficulty. He did 2 dragon tanks and 2 nuke cannons, whereas I'm doing 3 dragon tanks and 1 nuke cannon. It's mostly the same strategy. So we're just waiting on the GLA units to do its thing and destroy that listening outpost. They're going to move over to where that outpost is, so then I can sneak those dragon tanks over, and that way I don't take any damage. Now, difference between Sketch's easy run and my hard run here is the GLA units that are coming up. So Sketch only had to deal with rebels and rocket troops. I have to deal with technicals, scorpions, and a marauder tank as well. So that's kind of bad, and I'm keeping my nuke cannon around to pick off those tanks and neutralize them, and then hopefully I've got enough dragon tanks left over to rush them into the base to get to the arms dealer and also get to the barracks and the command center. See, like I said, if we can just get the arms dealer out of the way, that'd be great, because then I could just pick off the rest of the base later on for cleanup. So I survived the GLA attacks with 1.5 dragon tanks remaining. I'm just hugging that left side so I don't get within range of that stinger sight, and now I can just firewall and destroy that arms dealer there. Now I got 1 firewalling, and I went for a bit of a bold move. I decided to get the half health one to go past the command center, taking shots from the tunnel network. He survives with a fraction of health. See, I could have waited on the other dragon tank to finish destroying the arms dealer, that way I'd be out of range from the tunnel network, but yeah, I was not patient. It was a bold strategy, Cotton, but it paid off for me. So we're firewalling with both of these dragon tanks. Meanwhile, at the top right corner, we're slowly picking apart the defense, and we're also neutralizing the quad cannons and other vehicles. That way the troop crawler can take over some of those vehicles. See, we've got 8 red guards inside the troop crawler, so that's 8 vehicles that I could get on my side here. Now, as for the bottom left corner, we've taken out the barracks and the arms dealer, so just like that, attacks from that left side have been neutralized. There are going to be some other vehicles and infantry remaining inside those bases, but they're going to be defending units, not attacking units. So we can basically hold off on picking apart those bases until later on for cleanup.
Nuke warheads preserved.
Yep, and I decided to get the top left nuke cannon to just go back to base. Pretty much I want the nuke cannons to go back to base, that way I can defend from that bottom right corner, because that's going to be the only side where they can attack me with both infantry as well as tanks. Now right now the top right could attack me with infantry and tanks, but they're kind of busy dealing with my attack right now, so it's mainly that bottom right that we've got to deal with. So I've nearly taken out the GLA base in the top right corner, and I decided to occupy a quad cannon and a toxin tractor. See, if the quad cannon wasn't attacking, I wouldn't have taken the Toxin Tractor, but I did need the Toxin Tractor to not only save my own quad cannon from being destroyed because it was so low health, but saving my troop crawler and nuke cannons from destruction too, because I do need those as well. The nuke cannons because I like the long range, and troop crawler I need that for demo trap detection as well. Now with our vehicles, we're going to finish off this supply stash, and I do want to go in on the palace as well. So with the palace, you don't actually have to destroy the palace in order to beat this mission. You can destroy everything else and win. It's really when you do the General's Challenge where you would have to destroy the palace. So if you're going up against Dr. Thrax or Prince Kassad, or General Jaziz, if you've got the files for General Jaziz, you do have to take out the palace for those battles, but in this case, no. Since we've taken out the palace, we've got our quad cannon up to Vet 3. Now remember, this was the one that was almost dead, and now we can solo Stinger Sights if we want to. Other reasons why I took out the palace was so I can get my guys to move down south, going down this pathway. Now this pathway shouldn't have any demo traps, so I'm going to get my troop crawler to hang back a bit and keep him safe in case I need him for demo trap detection later on. And these attacking units, they're going to be the scouts to reveal the tunnel networks and the Stinger Sights. Meanwhile, my infantry and my Gatling cannon are holding down the fort, and I've got one nuke cannon hanging back and neutralizing the Scorpion tanks, and we're going to take over those Scorpion tanks and use those tanks to help improve our defenses here. On my way down south, I ran into some GLA units that appeared out of thin air because we approached the listening outpost. Now they destroyed the Red Guards and tank hunters that were guarding that listening outpost, so now I've got to figure out a way to get past them so then I can reach the GLA base in the bottom right corner. So for that, I got my Gatling cannons and my quad cannons to get into position, because I know that once I start attacking, there could be a chance that they might rush me, and I want to try and get these guys on my team. So I switched to neutron shells with the nuke cannons, and if they do try and attack me with whatever remaining units left over, I can deal with it with the quad cannons and Gatling cannons. But here's the thing, the quad cannon decided to attack the listening outpost instead, so now I can use my neutron shell on the quad cannon too.
Be careful, she's fragile.
China's armored transport. Paying attention.
So I used my Red Guards to take the quad cannon and the Toxin Tractor. I think it was a mistake taking the Toxin Tractor just because I think if I saved that Red Guard and used it to take over another quad cannon, a Scorpion or a Marauder, I think that would be more useful to me at this point of the battle compared to another Toxin Tractor. But in any case, we have reached the back door to the GLA base in the bottom right corner, and the first building that's coming up is going to be the palace. So we're going to use the neutron shells to wipe out the guys inside the palace, that way we've got easy access to it. And there's 3 Scorpions that are defending this base as well, so I've got to make sure that I keep my eyes open, and once we see them we can neutralize them with the neutron shells, and then we can move in on the rest of that GLA base too.
We bear gifts.
General, now that our reinforcements have arrived, it is time to eliminate the GLA from this area.
So the reinforcements have arrived, and by my count there should be 6 Helixes, 4 Battle Masters, 1 Dozer and 5 Tank Hunters. Now in the rules I stated that I can't use the reinforcements and that I need to move these guys away from the battlefield. So I decided to move them to the north. Now, the reason why I'm moving to the north is because we've already destroyed the GLA bases in the top left and top right corner, so I know that there's going to be no GLA attacks coming from those angles. So if we leave them to the north, there shouldn't be any interference. But coming back to my attack force, I lost one of my nuke cannons because the GLA decided to re-garrison the palace. We are able to neutralize it one more time, and I decided to get my remaining vehicles to pick off this palace and destroy it. That way this thing doesn't happen again. Now there's 2 Scorpion tanks, and I was a little bit concerned about them because the closest vehicle I've got is going to be my Gatling tank, and that's kind of weak, and they decided to attack. And I decided to risk it and go right in, and my nuke cannon decided to neutralize the Scorpion tanks, but also my own Gatling tank, which was already kind of weakened anyway, and I had 3 Red Guards. I decided to take over the 3 Scorpion tanks that we neutralized, and then that way we got a lot of firepower. See, when it comes to like anti-infantry, I'm kind of happy with the quad cannons, and we still have 2 Gatling tanks as well. I think there's more firepower. Awesome, there goes the arms dealer, and we're going for the command center, going for the barracks as well. So just like that, this GLA base is pretty much toast. There's just going to be the supply stash, and then once the supply stash goes, we can go back to main base, and then we can work out a plan to take out the bottom left corner. So we're at the home stretch now, and I got my nuke cannon from main base to join us as well, just so we can pick apart these GLA base defenses just a little bit faster. Now, I'm not going to go all guns blazing with my other vehicles because there's also demo traps at the entrance of this base too. So I want to be able to get rid of the demo traps for one, also thin out the base defenses, and then that way we can pick off the remaining defenses and also be able to destroy the defensive vehicles that they have stationed here. Now that the tunnels are destroyed and the demo traps are clear, I use my attacking units to go after a stinger site. See, I just want to try and clear out the last remaining defenses so then we can move in on the command center and the supply stash. Thing is though, I didn't realize there was one tunnel under construction, so it's attacking my nuke cannon, and I was like, yeah, I want to save my nuke cannon. It doesn't really matter by this point, they don't have a lot of defense left to play with, so I'm going to be able to reach their command center and supply stash even if I lost the nuke cannon, but I did want to try and save it and keep it intact. Anyways, we're going to go after the command center and supply stash, and that will be that. And that is how we beat China Mission 2 without building units, without building buildings, without capturing buildings, without purchasing landmines, and by moving our reinforcements to the north so we didn't use them. Anyways, I'm Crackalo. I have a playlist if you want to check out any of my other content. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.